And we're live with the
Woohoo.
Petty Boots Club and the kittens.
Hi from Australia.
With Lena here. Johnie is doing fine for those that are asking about him. Hope to have him back soon.
Cool. Yeah, Deb in the comments says, what will you find to read on? There's not much going on.
Definitely won't be reading on did Trump leave the country, because he was giving his deposition this week in New York and pled the fifth like 440 times. So no, he didn't leave the country.
No, but I'm sure there's lots to be getting on with. Okay.
Any announcements, guys?
What about you, Becca?
I have nothing. I'm feeling much better.
Good. I'll be on next Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on Hogarth's channel with Lady G. That's a regular thing now.
I'm so used to calling her Ganga, I can't call her Lady G.
Not with Lindsey Graham's name. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Not with his nickname.
All right.
I have nothing going on this week.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, just doing personal readings. If anyone wants to book one, you can go to JennLynTarot.com to book a personal reading. I've got some appointments available in August, September until I go to the Catskills with Linda G. That's at the end of September, so I'll be taking some time off then.
How cool is that?
It's so much fun. It's so much fun because I get to teach healing energy work, which is my first love.
Yes. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Kitten climbing behind the laptop.
And I forget to announce, but you can get personal readings with me by emailing me, lena.rodriguez.tarot@gmail.com. And so that's for general reads or general and past life readings.
Her past life readings are awesome. Just to remind everybody, if you want to see her doing one on me, she did one on me. I think it was 2 years ago. You can scroll back on my channel.
I should go back and have a look at that because I can't remember.
I have to watch it again because I can't remember everything.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was fascinating.
When we did ours, I still have it here on my computer. I didn't put mine on the internet though, but it was good. It was a lot of fun. Lots and lots of fun.
And thank you to those who have been sending donations through my PayPal link. Like Johnny's always saying, we can't get your email addresses anymore from PayPal. So thank you for those donations. Greatly appreciated. A lot of them are for the kitten fund. So
oh, bless.
Kittens are growing fast. Lucy's doing good with them. Y'all can see I posted a video with Lucy playing with them a little bit. This little Becca Bellatrix drives her crazy.
She's the troublemaker.
She's a troublemaker. She's the most frisky. She's like very, very playful, but she's always rubbing on Lucy. She just adores her. And Lucy's like, God, get that kitten tail out of my face.
Yeah. She does.
So guys, let's start really petty.
Okay.
There's just so in anything you want to do a deeper dive on, we'll go there. But I want to know this personal question of mine. Is Ivana buried in her coffin? Because she was cremated, and that would be pretty fast to get the ashes back.
And it's so weird because the grave is the plainest grave I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You would have thought a whole mausoleum if they were going down that track. So is Ivana in the casket? Are we also looking at what else might be in there?
We're going to look at that next. But let's see. Is Ivana even in the casket?
Yes. Good question.
Yeah, Roro's going to help me pull, so this will be interesting.
Ivana. That was very strange. Those eulogies for Ivana were very strange.
Just completely bizarre.
Okay. Oh. Will I kick off?
Absolutely.
Well, it's a bit weird. It's more weird than I thought. Okay. I don't think they've made up their mind. This is the juggling manipulation card. This is the card of conflict. I don't think they've made up their mind. Which suggests to me maybe she isn't. And I hadn't thought of that before, but that's kind of weird. They don't know what to do. The Knight of Pentacles. Pentacles are earth and money. I mean, obviously they wouldn't be putting cash in there because they want to get back, but this Knight of Pentacles is in the lap of the devil and the moon. So I don't think we will know. You know what I mean? But it's not a yes or a no, which is kind of weird in itself. It's just, let's just keep this really mysterious. Well, 10 pallbearers to carry a few ashes.
Probably in one of Ivanka's caskets as she got into the casket business.
Yes, she probably got, a good one free.
What are you getting, Becca?
No.
Yeah.
I'm getting a no too. I'm getting all my no cards, like Burden and the Tower.
I'm surprised.
And I'm getting that they moved her in secret somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm getting a no. She's not in there.
And that might be why the grave so plain.
So what
maybe
is in
she wanted to be flown back to what was Czechoslovakia in her day or something. She must have. Sorry, go on.
Thank you, Impish, and thank you, Mary, and thank you. Oh, I missed one. Oh, another one from Impish. Thank you, Impish.
Just a final point on all that. As people, move into the twilight of their years, their actual funeral plans are usually laid down and are quite clear. And I can't imagine a vain, big personality like Ivana saying, I'd like to be buried on a golf course.
It's the first
my
tee.
Husband's golf course. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
It's ludicrous. It's like a socialite like that, at a golf course on the first tee. No. So what's in the ground with her, or what's in the ground at her grave?
What did they bury if it wasn't Ivana? Because at first I thought these were sort of joke things, But the more you look into it, the weirdest thing was. These were sort of joke things, Her last wishes were that her ashes were to be in a mausoleum. That's much more her style, Yeah. He wanted the will. Okay. What's in Ivana's? Oh, I'm getting a few goosebumps here. I don't think she's a happy sort of entity. Now, Cash Peters said he could see a cavity under the casket, but who knows?
Well, there'd be a vault there also, but what's in the grave?
What's in the grave?
Because let's not forget, like right around the same time of her funeral was the Live Saudi Arabia.
Totally.
Golf
And God
charity.
knows what I'm sorry, but the Saudis must have been mystified too. What do you mean you're putting your wife in here in the golf course? Oh, I don't know.
My guides are getting petty.
What is in here? Let's see.
Something they planned on putting in there got on the bottom.
Oh, secret.
Secrets around Ivana.
Yeah.
What are you getting, Lena?
Well, yeah. I get that she's out in the cold, symbolically. To him, this is one of my trump cards. He either turns up for me as the Emperor or this Nine of Cups. So she is not happy. Everything was very rushed. We know that with the whole thing. How to do justice because she was a diva, and all that personality. And so I moved to my other deck and I got the reunion card and the military secrets. Really? Military secrets. Now, this was before all the Mar-a-Lago search and everything. I think when the archives do a final, tally up, there might be some missing that are in there. Oh.
What you getting, Becca?
I got the mountain, the man, and lilies. It's something that he's obstructing. I don't know what it is because it says that he's peaceful here, but it's an obstruction of some sort. So
well, I get two things. The petty thing my guides are saying are votes for Biden. But the thing that I'm getting, the big thing is that it's something that would burden them in the courts. And it may have something to do with weapons and documents that they have shared. So I'm getting there's stuff buried there. So will they raid his other properties, Bedminster and Trump Tower?
Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't looked at this yet, so let's look.
Will they raid his other properties?
Trump Tower.
Or put out a search warrant. They're trying to say it's not a raid because he knew it was coming.
And it was an authorized search, Yeah, just in the comments here, I just read this morning too. Someone says, according to Newsweek, the Kremlin said on Russian TV, they were already reviewing the nuclear docs they got from Trump. You couldn't script this stuff, could you?
No. They've also been saying on Russian TV that they don't know that they would help him get elected again.
Yeah, reinstall him.
They're acknowledging that they installed him.
Yes. It's gobsmacking. And yet that should be frontline news too,
Like, look at us. We're so great. We got your president installed.
Okay. Will they raid the other?
Will they raid Mar-a-Lago or Bedminster or Trump Tower or any other property?
Oh. Do you want to go, Becca?
Go ahead,
Oh,
Lena.
okay. You're eating. Okay. Well, I have to say, I think, yes, it kicks off with the High Priestess. So I think they're planning this in secret. waiting for their ship to come in. That's probably waiting for other go-aheads, sanctions to go forward. With speed and fury, here, in the best interests of America. So that to me is a yes, although, he's less likely to have documents of that nature in the other venues, but they should be checked. If you found what they found, yes, they should be checked anyway. Yeah. What did you get, Jenn?
I get a yes. It's only a matter of time here, that there's another whistleblowing on stuff and offering things up. Trump, of course, isn't going to like it because he's been covering it up. But this whistleblower is connecting with the investigators, and I get there's more that he has been hanging on to, that they will find these other documents, and that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. Like, it's definitely going to produce more documents at his homes.
Wow.
At his other properties.
Yeah. I love it when the cards surprise you. Yeah, go on. Sorry, Becca.
I got a yes, because there's property here.
Yeah. Wow.
Right,
so,
right.
Did they find everything at Mar-a-Lago? Did they uncover everything?
Did they get the lot? Will I go?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they did, and they know that. This is the methodical Knight of Pentacles again. They're like keeping their powder dry to some extent. I think it was because the nature of the search warrant, the legal thing, said you can only look at this, this, and this, not a floor-to-ceiling search. So I think it was they were limited. Here we go with the hostage card, legally, with how far they could go. But this is just the beginning.
Thank you, Desiree. I agree. What you getting, Becca?
Nope. There's something here in a box, in a coffin, in a storage closet, that leads to a new investigation. Now, mind you, the paperwork that they took, they need to inventory all that and then verify still missing. So it's saying no. And then there's a new investigation here. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, I'm getting a big no, like legally. Thank you, Beatrice. Maybe because of what Putin and Russia has been saying here, that they know, that they're bragging that they've got stuff, that there's stuff that is missing, that is lost. And I get they're going to go back into Mar-a-Lago and get the tangible evidence. There's going to be another raid, so to speak. They get agreement to move forward on it. And there's other things that have been hidden. And I'm getting, for some reason, Ivanka also, Trump and Ivanka. So
for the people that are in the chat. Oh, I'm sorry, Jenny. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Can we ask, are the kids hiding anything also?
Yeah, sure.
They just announced that all the paperwork that they were able to retrieve, the FBI is going to be conducting fingerprint analysis to see who else was touching it.
Yeah, we're going to read on that in a minute.
Yep.
So do the kids have dirt?
You gotta think Jared, who just got $2 billion from the Saudis.
Yeah, look,
might have been stashing something too.
Oh, lordy, lordy. Oh, this makes me laugh.
I don't get Ivanka. I get a man. A man, the paperwork, the classified documents, documents in general, for something that he desires or wants right here. So I'm getting a man. So it must be Kushner and not her. So.
Yeah, well, I got the Hanged Man in the sense that we're not going to find out just yet, but it will happen. They've already moved their documents to a safer place in their eyes. If you look at through their eyes, a safer place. This is quite amusing. Waiting, here we go with the plan. I think they were freaked out and they made a plan. Now, here's why I was laughing out loud. I went to the other deck and God, the coffin. We were just talking about Ivana and everything. I mean, how bizarre. But they will be found and they will be exposed. It's the sun here.
Yeah, I'm getting definitely. I'm getting husband and wife, like a married couple, as well as Trump. So, and I'm getting Ivanka here, so the married couple. So Kushner, Ivanka, definitely time's about to run out on them. So yes, somebody moves stuff within the family, but I think it's with Ivanka and Kushner. And I have the tower sitting on them right now, so they may get raided soon.
Yeah.
So let's look at who. Let's look at the fingerprint analysis first, because Trump didn't pack his own boxes, so
no,
there's going to be.
And he wouldn't know what he was looking at. He wouldn't know how important it was. There's no way. This is what's been bugging me for the last week or so.
I mean, the guy didn't even read his presidential daily briefings, Lena. How do you expect him to know what paperwork he was looking for? He didn't do that.
Exactly.
He didn't do that.
And yeah, look.
Other than if they came in with a handcuff to him in a briefcase, he knew it was important. So yeah,
right.
let me take that.
Can you color code them for me? I only want the red ones.
So whose fingerprints are going to come up?
Yeah, whose fingerprints? Oh, wowie zowie. What's that? Oh. Someone's losing.
Oh, there's a bunch of fingerprints on this.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. There's a lot of prints. These have been through a lot of hands, literally.
Lots, abundance, lots.
Yeah.
Moving it around.
Yeah.
I'm getting an aide to Trump will show up. Somebody that supported him, and I'm also getting one of the lawyers.
Yeah.
So, those lawyers that claimed, we turned everything in June. Yeah, no, one of the lawyers, I get somebody younger too, inside person, younger person. So like another aide maybe.
And here's another thing. Those lawyers do not have that level of classification to even be around those documents.
No. And Jared took ages to get his clearance. I don't know that he ever did, et cetera, et cetera. So everything about this gets worse for them.
Security people I'm getting also, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ivanka and Jared, the couple, also.
Yeah,
it's like bad news. What are you getting, Lena?
Yeah, Well, with this Nine of Swords, I'm getting multiple people not sleeping at night because of this. You know, this is a lot of people. The Yeti's little paw prints might be on some of them for sure, but I get the family as well, family members, and a lawyer. So, because it would take a lawyer to read them. So, I just, Sydney Powell flashed into my brain. You know, she's weird enough and bad enough, but they're a stable of bent lawyers. So it needn't be one, might have been more than one, because as a lawyer, you'd want to compare notes on some level. I think there was conflict about this between the lawyers of what does it mean? What are we looking at? How can it be used? Where do we steal it? You know, thing. Conflict about how to do that because they're in league with the devil. And that's what I got.
Well, what you getting, Becca?
Several, access, work.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to find more than one. That's several.
Yeah.
With access at work.
Which means all those top secret ones that weren't supposed to leave a skiff were handled by way too many people.
Yeah.
So are we going to see indictments on anyone that touched these documents?
All right. That's indictments from people.
I got a big fat yes card on the bottom.
Yeah. Oh.
Wouldn't surprise me if they've got some sealed indictments already.
Yeah. Oh, this is so murky. I'm going to have a shower after this. I've already had one this morning. I mean, these people, you know, so here we are. This is the plotting and planning stuff to cover up what they intended to do. There could be legal repercussions, will be legal repercussions for other people who are involved. It will go quite high up with this King of Wands. There's walking away, which I think is whoever they get first will be doing a deal on the others. You know, this is the pattern. But the nitty gritty is, this is the card of the enemy. So enemy of America, enemy of Trump, even going through the enemies, people who were allies are now enemies. Interesting.
Thank you, Patty. What you getting, Becca?
No. And I understand why I'm getting a no.
Yeah, go.
Problems and burdens with the law, unclear. And I'll say this.
Yeah.
I will say this. Those documents, yes, a lot of people touch them. How are you going to prove who touched what and who took what out of it? And when? Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot, at least where I work, you cannot walk paperwork out of a skiff. You can't. You won't make it past the first door. And there's 3 doors. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, good luck with that route, because it just becomes a legal nightmare for it to happen.
Well, in fairness, yeah, I got fudging over the legals. I was just opting for the more positive interpretation, but you're probably right.
You know, so it's like, how are you going to say, you know, that's a lot of, you would have to fingerprint everybody, then go through, and mind you, there's not, the skiffs, yes, you can view documents, but it's not like a library where you go get a checkout card and you have 20 days or 21 days to return. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not a library. It doesn't work that way. So the amount of work it's going to take to fingerprint and then verify that those people had access and when they were it's just too much to pin it on who took it out, if that makes sense. So it's like, no, it's too much of a legal nightmare. It's not a good way to verify who. Do you see what I'm saying? Considering how many people do have access. So
but I do get there's going to be indictments. And I get strength like there may be some already in secret that they've already done because of the whistleblowing, but I get the fingerprint people might be out in the cold, so maybe that's because of the structure of it. But they're going after people in the White House, is what I'm getting. So
yes,
and
the other thing is, sorry, go, Jen.
We're going to see indictments of those that partnered with him. And big changes going through the courts and everything. But for the ones whose fingerprints are on it, I'm getting no's.
It's just too. It's no. That's not how this works. And I say this as a person that works for the government. You know what I mean? Like That's all I'll say. That's not how
it's also like everything about this. It's having to pick your battles because there's so much stuff to be done.
Yeah.
So although technically, I'm sure you're right, because technically they could find someone's fingerprints who was not authorized to see that thing that would constitute a crime. But have they got the time and resources to follow all of it up is a question.
So I have a big question about when they were there and they took the first boxes. They took 15 boxes. They knew there was at least 12 boxes still in the basement and told them, oh, put a padlock on that, right? And then they watched the videotape of who was going down there. Oh, hang on.
Yes. Oh,
he lives.
He lives. Happy days.
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
We
can see the shadow.
You.
Okay, good. I just wanted to let everybody know I was alive. I'm still here. I live in the woods. For those who wants to know where I live in the woods.
He's become a hermit now.
Ronnie's
I live in the woods.
He's got a little cup tent set up.
But that's where I am. That's what I'm doing for those who want to know. I just
we
thought
miss
I'd
you, Johnie.
drop in and say hi.
Yeah.
I'll be there eventually. I got cards right now too. I'm sitting somewhere in the woods though.
Really read with us if you want.
Okay, y'all go ahead. Act like I ain't here, but go ahead.
It's hard to act
I'm on the telephone, so it might die. But y'all go ahead.
Okay.
Pardon the interruption.
Oh no, not at all. Glad to see you. So they left 12 boxes at Mar-a-Lago, told them to padlock it, and then went back, and got them, as well as, there was whistleblowers telling them, where to look for stuff. Why did they leave those 12? Like, how difficult would it have been to just go ahead and take those 12 also and not have to worry about it?
It is weird.
Yeah. Why did they leave them? Was it a trap?
What is the question?
Why did they leave when they took 15 boxes in the original, when Trump turned over 15? Why did they leave 12 boxes?
Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay.
Only because we know what the cards really look like. So.
It looks like shadow.
Your face is a little bit shadowed, but the cards stood out.
Oh, well, you don't need to see all this. It's okay.
Leave those. When's the first time? Why
I have a 3-year-old beard because I don't have my shavers right now.
I will say this. Okay, so I got the dog, the coffin. There is an aide there or someone around him that's trusted, that has some sort of senior status, that told him about the boxes. And I will say this. In the news, it's being reported that when the FBI came the first time, or when whoever came the first time to get the boxes, the lawyers, Trump and everybody else, no, that's everything. So they lied. And it took a whistleblower inside that told them, oh, and this is also somewhere that is locked. So this could be in reference to the safe.
Mm-hmm.
So it was someone.
So where's the boxes?
They were in the basement.
They didn't know.
Of where?
They told them to put a padlock on the door, to try to secure it, which a padlock isn't going to stop a, international spy or something.
Yeah. Will I jump in here?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think what I've got, it was a plan by the government, right, to make them feel comfortable, right, and see what they did with it, with the magician here seeing, because they still had the power by saying, we know those boxes are there, and see, and it's like they just walked into it or something, the Trump et al. Mob. So it was deliberate.
I think so too. I think it was sort of a trap to see like who visited the basement, because they did get the tapes from security at Mar-a-Lago to see who went down there. What you getting, Johnny?
I get Hermit, 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. Like someone couldn't find something or wasn't looking for it, or there was other multiple locations to look at that were more important or something of that nature. That's what I get.
Yeah. And with the 7 of Cups, they could have been confused about what they could take from where, because those search warrants are very narrow. I've just got to...
I get the government delaying because they wanted to return. So like they knew things were down there sitting in secret, and they wanted to take another action. And they wanted to see illumination on who else was partnering with them on these things, who was visiting. So I also get they were blocked from seeing everything. So they didn't know until somebody gave them tangible proof that there's more. But yeah, I get they wanted to bring the tower on him by returning. So it's a little bit of a trap.
I just don't understand how... I was born and raised in Florida. Never once in my life did I ever see a home in Florida with a basement. How the hell is there a basement at Mar-a-Lago? I don't know, because Florida is basically sea level. You can't.
Well, it's probably predominantly above ground because it's so close to the shore. There's ocean views, so you would have water issues in a deep basement. It's probably a not that far down basement, and then everything else is built up to make it look like a basement.
But since it's a business, is it mandatory that you have some sort of like storm shelter or something like that? That you would have to have a basement or some other level people would go to?
I've never seen one in any other hotel, not even the Ritz-Carlton. And I think it's Cape Coral doesn't even have a basement. I don't think.
The last place you want to go when storm surge is coming in is a basement, because that's going to flood. So will Trump get indicted for espionage? Because that was
I like the sound of the word.
Yeah, that was one of the things that was in the search warrant, that they had some evidence that there was espionage. So will he get indicted for espionage?
Espionage. A former dreamer says, my grandmother's house in Miami has an underground basement. Because Mar-a-Lago was built by, a movie star? Who built Mar-a-Lago?
Marjorie Merriweather Post of Post Cereals and General Foods Wealth. She built it back in the 1920s.
Yeah. Okay. Espionage.
And I think Merrick Garland has handled this beautifully this week. What'd you get, Johnny?
I don't get yes or no. I get 2 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. Though somebody goes before him. So that's not to say no, he won't, but that's to say somebody else will definitely.
That's the same thing.
I mean, that's been the thing though. It's like everything he does, somebody gets in trouble first, and then eventually maybe him. But
I get there's your secret or classified. There's your documents. and then there's an aide or someone around him. So this person first. But this is a positive card, so yes. So it may be the person that scouted out the documents and delivered them, what he desired. Because I did a line of 5 and it was dog, heart, writer, but I put them back. But yeah, it may be the person that sought him out and delivered it to him. But this person first, like Johnie was saying.
Oh!
What you getting, Lena?
Well, I got huge cards, really, for the look. Here he is in all his inflated glory here. Broken heart about his devilish and immoral behavior. The world, so I think that there's an expectation, I'll just take this moment to say, from the rest of the world, what the hell's going on and why isn't he, dealt with now? But I think he'll probably get away without that charge in the end. But things might be so horrendous for him then,
Yeah, I'm getting that something is coming in really quick on 3 people in particular. I keep getting all these 3 cards.
Yeah, I got a 3 too.
Yeah, that's coming. Strength, with the justice system. So I get they're going to move forward on 3 people, and then it's almost like trying to get them to look at their options and flip, so to speak, so they can get to higher ground on Trump and anybody else he partnered with. So they've got to look at the foreign leaders that he may have partnered with. They've got to have evidence that he maybe sold stuff, to foreign leaders. So I guess maybe that's the next question. Will they find any evidence that he did give stuff to foreign leaders? I mean, you've already got saying they received stuff.
Becca. Oh, she's going for it. Okay. And there's so much going on too. Manafort, when was it, last week, said, yes, I sold stuff to the Russians. Like he actually said it.
Because he's got his pardon now. So he just flat out said it. Which tells me they're trying to show all the crap that Trump let happen in his crap.
Devil, come get your kids, please.
Yes. Okay.
Becca's got a lot of kids to round up.
I need. Yeah, no. I'm going to say yes. There is something here. Money exchange, Knight of Pentacles. This is like a regular thing, so this is not a one-time or one-off. It has something to do with attack and defense. And yeah, so what I asked was, will they find that he sold stuff to foreign countries? And yes, something about attack and defense, and it was not a one-time thing.
Yeah, well, I sort of get the same. It kicks off with the Judgment card, in full flight here. They're following the money step by step, looking at the bromances, that he had with all these weird people. And it's like a duel at the end between the Yeti and Biden, meaning Biden's government, not the man. I don't think Biden gets too sucked into the everyday stuff of this. So it will be, I would say, within Biden's presidency, this will be revealed. Yes. And it should be, because we all know.
We all know. We all saw it.
So why the hell don't they do something about it?
All the meetings with Putin, all the trips to the Saudi Arabia. What are you getting, Becca?
I didn't ask that question, so I'll sit this one out because I
Okay.
didn't even catch the question and I just asked something else.
Yeah, I'm getting something like there's a little bit of an indecision, or there's an imbalance to what he sold. So like, I get the loser, did do something nefarious. And I get the justice system will have strength on that. I'm getting, yes, they will uncover ultimately, and this has been going on a long time. Things that he has sold off, things that would have been kept secret and secure. The investigators are going to find out, and I get in particular Russia for some reason, but I'm getting 3 countries. I'm getting all my 3 cards again, so I think there's kind of like putting it on hold for a little bit because there's 3 different countries involved. So the fact that they
Chris Martin, I'm sorry. Chris Martin, they are not fake documents. He was not set up by the FBI. Please quit asking the same questions over and over again. It's not fake. You can go online and verify.
Yeah,
No.
Please quit putting what other readers got in the comments too. That's distracting to me when I'm reading. You can go watch other readers on their channels. So to me, like going in, doing the search, then releasing the search warrant, and being very open about it and everything, kind of signaled from DOJ, like, yeah, it's okay to search a former president. It's okay to prosecute a former president. So who's going to indict Trump first? Fani Willis in Georgia for election meddling, Letitia James over tax fraud and real estate crap, or Trump org, the DOJ for sedition and election meddling, or the DOJ for the presidential records and Library of Congress and obstruction of justice.
The fact that this list exists is hilarious, right?
Yeah.
Who's going to do it? This person, that
Before
person,
we get
this person,
to that
person.
too, in terms of those who said, things were planted and stuff, it was all filmed. In terms of saying they're fake documents, no, because he's come out now and said he declassified them, thereby saying they were real documents. Hello,
Yeah.
out
But
of his
here's
fetid Yeti lips.
here's my thing too. If they were planted, that means you are surprised by all of this. That Donald Trump somehow or another is not a criminal. It would never take classified anything anywhere. And I mean, at some point, are we going to be surprised about anything? Like if his wig blows off tomorrow, are we surprised that it was a wig?
He ate documents. He ate documents. So yes, of course he had documents in Mar-a-Lago. And so who's going to indict him first? So many crimes, so little time.
So it's.
I love Midas Touch has a new T-shirt that says "Man, Woman, Camera, Prison."
I've seen that.
I love that.
Oh.
Man, woman, person, camera, prison.
Yes, that was so good.
Who's going to indict Trump first?
Well, I think it's a toss-up. Yeah. 298. So I did 2 cards for Georgia, 2 for Letitia James, and 2 for Merrick Garland. And for Georgia, Letitia James here with the balancing everything. 2, I like the sound of 2, could be 2 months. Of course, it could be 2 years or 2 decades, the way the legal things go, but let's roll with the 2 for now. I got the King of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords. I think, ironically, it's this one that's worrying. The Trump org family is more worried about New York because they have no shame. There's no shame involved. I don't think she'll come out with penalties that are really in sync with how long they've been doing this stuff. But it's the one symbolically that worries them the most somehow, because they only have their stupid name. They have nothing else. None of them have a skill set that would pass kindergarten. Okay, so that's the one that really offends them. Garland's gathering pace here and going to break the heart of 3 people. So we'll see. But I would put Georgia and New York virtually neck and neck. What did you guys get?
What'd you get, Johnny?
Go ahead, Becca. Someone's driving past me right now.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I guess you and I are gonna be competing on who's gonna be the loudest. My demon neighbors down there or the traffic by you.
Right.
Doubles or several with Crossroads, Garden, and Heart. I'm thinking it's something civil. Maybe there's 2 cases that are civil or multiple cases that are civil.
Yeah.
But I'm getting civil because it's a large group of people, not law. Like it comes from the community. So I don't know which one that would.
In the comments, someone says, I wonder how much ketchup Trump likes on his top secret documents.
I get it's kind of like if you throw the bag of rice in the air, which grain hits you first, type of thing.
Right, yeah.
'Cause I get the fool in the world. It's like everything comes down all at once.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it has something possibly to do centered around his family. So maybe this is the Weisselberg thing, but it's kind of hard to imagine that being priority over the espionage. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like 3 things at the same time. It's like, all they've been watching the whole family business. I think it's going to be the family business first. It's going to have him,
Yeah.
the details worked out on through the courts first. So,
It's
and
neck and neck.
that's going to connect, Trump quicker. But I think there's multiple, like it's going to all come at the same time. So he's because he's a security risk, they want to isolate him somehow so he can't do more damage.
Well, good thing Biden had the common sense to deny him, because I guess all previous presidents still get daily security briefings. Trump doesn't get them. Good thing for us, because he had half of the stuff sitting at his house in Mar-a-Lago.
So we asked whose fingerprints were on it. Who are the whistleblowers? There's at least 2 whistleblowers. Who are the whistleblowers? Yeah, we read on. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
Oh, and thank you, Kim. I missed a few. Anybody else?
Mind you, we're not going to reveal a name because there's no name on the cards, but
Yeah,
we can at least get, are they in his
we read
sphere?
I think in the first year that we were doing these lives, we read on are there spies in the White House, and we're getting like 2. So who's the whistleblowers?
Oh, Judgment flew out of the pack. Oh, love that.
Maybe it's karmic. It's just bound
Thank
to
you,
happen.
Catherine.
Is there more than one? Oh, ouch. Yeah.
Getting my whistleblower cards. We're on the right track.
Yeah. Has Mark Meadows got kids?
I believe
Does
so.
anyone know?
I think he does. Along with his trailer in North Carolina.
All demon spawn.
Mm. Well,
I'm getting 3. That there may be 3.
yeah.
I only pulled 6 cards, and I get 1 as far as like whistleblowing goes, because I get my town crier card here, so that's my whistleblower. And there's your evidence there. There's a woman at the center of this. Now there's another woman here too, but this person is connected with work and records, like nostalgists or records. So it's almost like one person's job was to keep track of this, or it's some sort of agency or whatever. She knows where things are supposed to be and where they're not supposed to be, even if it's just one document or 2 documents or a box of them, but not maybe the whole thing. And she has information that she released, and then there's another person who I get as a whistleblower. But the other person was more likely just doing their job, is what I get.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was Melania?
As someone said during the week, she probably doesn't want to be buried on a golf course.
She may not have an option for that if you put some Vaseline on them steps.
I got judgment, and in this case, I think it's the whistleblower stroke whistleblowers, plural, who they're under pressure. Like it's me or him. Well, where are you going to go? They're very, very worried. This is not someone who's done it lightly, right? When you put those 2 cards together. Mark Meadows apparently does have a child. All I'll say about this, because I got the card, Johnie, of nostalgia too, I'll just say this is often my Ivanka card. I'll just say that and leave it with you guys to work it out. But having said that, we've all been waiting in some way to see the schism. So I don't think it was one person, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Different ones for different things.
What you getting, Becca?
I got man, ring, whip. So it's a man committed to fighting or arguing. So I would say someone around his inner circle that has promised to fight and attack. So perhaps like Secret Service or somebody like that. I only pulled 3 cards, but I get a man here. Perhaps another younger one here, because this is the Jack of clubs. But it's like, I get that it's a man, which bums me out because I was really hoping it would be like Melania, like someone.
I'm getting all my 3 cards. I get a man in Secret Service. So I think there is somebody in Secret Service that's doing it. There's another whistleblower that gave them a lot of tangible evidence and talked to them in secret. And I get there's a man. He's like willing to sacrifice himself for justice. So there's a man there, and then I get there's a woman that he just loves that he's friendly with.
Mm-hmm.
So
now is that Melania?
Anybody breathing?
Does he love Melania? I mean, really?
Is he friendly with Melania?
It's an awful relationship to even look at, isn't it? Ugh.
Is he friendly with Melania? The way she slaps his hand away? Probably not. It's somebody he's friendly with that he likes.
No.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Can we have a little dip in before we get back to your questions? Mark Meadows has gone very quiet. He was the chief of staff through this last leg and stuff. Has Mark Meadows flipped? Can we ask
he gave all his emails and texts and everything, and then
he stopped.
He didn't go to the January 6th committee, but he supposedly did talk to the grand jury. So, and Trump's lawyers advised Trump to distance himself from Mark Meadows. So Yeah, what's going on with
that
Mark
bodes
Meadows?
well.
So what am I asking again?
What's going on with Mark Meadows? Has he
Yeah,
flipped?
just a quick little look at Mark Meadows.
Has he flipped on Trump? Because he was watching the January 6th committee. I'd be worried if I was him unless he's flipped. They had a lot of damning evidence against Mark for the January 6th.
Oh.
Has he flipped?
There's a committee of people here, and none of them him. I pulled 6 cards and got 4 people. And then the first card I pulled was the scheme and scam. So, yeah, he's got some sort of. I mean, and then I get the 3 of Wands, so it's not even done. So whatever it is, his name's going to come back up again. But yeah, he's doing some talking somewhere.
Will I jump in?
I mean, how can you not though? I mean, this is the cover your own ass brigade right now. So we're kind of not trying to go down with the ship, even though you shouldn't have got on the ship in the first place, but it's kind of too late for that. So now that we're all on the Titanic, I'm getting in the boat first.
Yeah. Well, I got the World and the High Priestess with her hidden agendas. So I think this is quite broad. I think he knows stuff including bigger things outside the shores of the US of A. He had to evaluate his own role. How much was he going to give up? Something about a theft, that he knew about a theft, or he stole something, or something about this 7 of Swords. And the reason was he who was the messenger in this deck, in terms of the role he had in the White House, carrying messages, breaking bad news to people, and he wanted to stay out of jail. So, but this 7 of Swords, what did you think it was, Johnie? Just remind me.
There's a scheme he's cooked up. Because mind you, he's and that 7 of Swords, that person is dressed up so that they can sneak into the camp and steal the weapons.
Yeah.
So they're never really on your side. You just think they are. But they do leave evidence behind with the 2 swords they can't carry. So he's not clean, but he wants to look like it.
Did Meadows wear a wire at some point? I just heard wire. Ooh.
He is a wire. I mean, why would you not implant somebody in a criminal administration? Why would you not? I mean, you're going to miss out on all kinds of things.
I think he has flipped. Because I get he's transitioning to calmer waters, which if you're going to get to calmer waters, then you had to, he's feeling extremely burdened. He's trying to move on from this. So I get he's sharing information about, the circle of support and trying to, shift things away from him of what's going on in the government. So he knows they're watching him. But he's also the inside man that they're questioning, and he's got strength and evidence and manipulation. So he's protecting himself. I get he flipped. What'd you get, Becca?
Yes. There are several ways to read this. I got the garden, ship, and stars. So distancing himself from that network of people and trying to go in a new direction. Also the committee right here, the transition, and then the map of everything, how vast it was.
Yeah, I get this bigger than we even think. Yeah.
Because this is very vast. And if you think about garden, it deals with a large group of people, like an audience, a very large group of people. So he's distancing himself, but he's still right smack in the middle of it. He's part of this whole. So whether this could have been the rally that happened right outside before the insurrection, where there was a large gathering of people that transitioned or went somewhere else. And then here is how vast of an effort it was. So it's, yes, but it doesn't matter how far he runs away. He's still in the smack of it. Yeah. So.
Because you can't walk around in the field of cows and not walk away with some crap on your shoe. And
Yeah.
then when you do, you're going to leave footprints. Is you still in this, homeboy? We know where you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Supposedly, in the documents, there was information on France's President Macron.
Mm.
So I want to know, what did he have on Macron, and what was he going to do with it?
Yeah.
Okay, can we ask first, why did he have information on Macron? Can I ask that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like
Um,
sensitive information on him. So what was it?
Yeah. Running Sloth in the comments said Matt Gaetz was scared off by a bunch of female protesters. It was so hilarious. I haven't seen that. I'll have to look it up.
I mean, he's afraid of women, just not girls.
Must have been the whistle brigade
Good point.
again, because they were blowing whistles at him before and chasing him.
Grown man with favorite whistles.
Sorry, what was that question?
What
France.
information
Macron.
did he have on Macron? And what was he going to do with it?
Yeah. Ooh. Remember when he first went to France and there was that huge military parade for the 14th of July and he was wetting his knickers in excitement because he loves, military parade.
Yeah, he loves it, but then he's real quick to piss on our own active duty military and veterans. You know what I mean? Like, I remember
Not
that
to mention
time.
his own Secret Service.
Yeah, I remember that time. He was like, when he used to go overseas and meet foreign leaders, and he would shake them, but he would like yank them around really hard to show of dominance. And Macron squeezed his hand so he left a handprint on Trump's hand, and Trump never messed with him ever again. He never messed with him again after that.
He was such a child. What world was we doing for 4 years? Jesus.
Oh, and a spiteful, nasty child,
Yes. Lord. It's no wonder we're not all dead.
It's a miracle, really.
I mean the whole world.
Yeah.
Whatever he had, it was burdensome. What are y'all getting that he had on Macron?
Oh, gosh. There's a leader here that they were fighting or fought or possibly had some sort of ruthless engagement with. And he was using that, of course, as some, not blackmail, but I mean, you can call it that because anything you have over somebody is blackmail. But it was meant to sort of be like a thing in the bank, something you can hold on to just in case, or if I go down, I can take you with me in this situation. So I don't know who the leader is, but there is some sort of man here of prominence that they had a conflict with. And it was not Macron himself, it was somebody outside of them. But that's just one thing.
What you getting, Lena?
Well, God, my devil card must be getting worn out. I mean, really. Yeah, right. Okay.
It's a little frayed on the edges.
He did this with everybody. Now, let's just step back a moment because all governments spy on all governments, right? So let's not pretend that Trump invented, this. They all do it. But we were asking specifically Trump and Macron. So I think over and above what they would normally as a government tell the president, he went for the jugular because for whatever reason, he doesn't like younger guys. He doesn't like guys who can attract younger, spunkier women, So he just had it in for Macron, which is why he went the extra yard, to have something secret on him. Okay. And again, this 7 of Swords, the card du jour. So he could, have secrets that he could run away with Macron. And here are the documents in the form of a letter. So I think it's something on Macron that was more personal than just heads of state. So somebody was digging and found something a bit more domestic on Macron that the Yeti was hoping to use.
What you getting, Becca?
Stolen to achieve something about fame to manipulate his success. So something that he stole to achieve some sort of manipulation of his celebrity and success. So blackmail, perhaps. But it's something covert here. Manipulation. And with Moon here, it's his fame, how he's viewed by others. So to make him look bad, manipulate, blackmail. Because like with Lena, even though I don't have it here, I'm thinking it's more personal than,
Yeah.
you know,
Because the government stuff happens anyway, no matter who's in. Yeah.
I mean, he's got something to be jealous about. Macron is much younger, much better looking, fit.
That wouldn't take much to be better looking than Trump.
That'd be everybody outside of Alex Jones. Yeah.
He's a good looking man and not an idiot. And he didn't take his crap. So, yeah. But
I wonder if what he had was even damaging at all, or was it just stuff? Because Macron started
would it be damaging in France? They're not fazed by extramarital affairs.
Didn't he start his campaign with scandal because he cheated on his wife or something like that, and nobody gave a crap?
No.
So
and
Trump was pushing for that Nazi-esque woman to win, right? I get something that would have gotten a lot of attention if he'd taken action on it, something corrupt. And he was going to try to use it to change maybe the elections or to bully him around. I'm getting probably something that happened at a party, maybe even with a younger person. But I'm getting also a payout from Putin. So maybe he knew about some kind of payoff from Putin or something. So I'm getting a couple of different things that could have been damning.
You know, I didn't watch CPAC, but I heard that it was just like a horrible circus. And I saw a clip of Trump. Who was that guy that was the Navy admiral or something that used to be his doctor? That was his doctor briefly when he was president. And
Ronnie Jackson, something like that.
Rodney, whatever his face was, he was at CPAC too, and Trump is like, he loves looking at my beautiful body. I have such a beautiful body.
Oh no! I agree.
Like, do you think the orange
what the hell?
He puts it all over? Like, oh my god, I almost threw up.
Well, we have to be grateful too that the FBI spared us the sight of Donald and his Y-fronts being arrested.
Jesus
we have to be grateful for that.
People like looking at roaches too. That don't mean they're pretty.
I have to ask you, because energy changes, and I know a lot of readers haven't seen Trump in jail. I personally have seen him more like locked up in an insane asylum, mental hospital. Has anything shifted? Are we ever going to see Trump in handcuffs and in jail?
Because with this stuff, you tend to roll with it. We all 4 years ago, what did you get, Johnny?
The eight of swords fell out.
Okay, interesting.
That's a jail card.
The person chained up in the orange jumpsuit. I just wanted to throw that out there, but I see.
In the comments.
Because also, we have to take a look at this too. We never saw him in jail, but we never saw him being arrested but being raided for espionage either. So things happen, things change. People get in place.
I went back and rewatched a video we did. I think it was the February 13th one, right before Valentine's. And we were asking who would the next person be that was raided. And a lot of the things we were getting described Trump.
Man.
And Becca actually said, raid Mar-a-Lago.
There we go.
So, will Trump. Thank you, Uma. Melania had eyes for anybody except for Trump.
Yeah. Remember her flirting with Trudeau.
With Trudeau, I mean, she was like a teenager drooling all over herself.
Oh, she was like a piranha.
How do you bat your eyelashes when you have slits for eyes, though?
I know. But I thought then that Trump would invade Canada after that little episode.
I got a good laugh out of that. It's like, honey, no, he's way out of your league. You don't want to be around that trash. Like, sorry.
I mean, this is what happens though when you get your bride from a catalog and she goes to the highest bidder. That just happens. I get that there's isolation, hermit, first card. Okay.
Interesting.
And then my 4 swords is always like my house arrest. So I'm not going to say jail. I would say the closest thing you would get is an indictment and a conviction, but he's not going to jail. Because I do get my systems of government here too. So I don't think like scot-free get away, but I don't think hard time Alcatraz either.
Mm-hmm.
There's some kind of deal or cooperation that is made.
Mm.
And then, of course, they take into account his former office and so forth and so forth.
There's a privilege there.
God, I didn't know there were so many major arcana cards in a tarot deck. They've all come out. Look at it.
Like they would build a jail just to put us under it. Him, not so much.
Mm-hmm. But like you were saying, Johnie, Alcatraz is sort of vacant, so we can just ship them off over there. Don't need Secret Service because it's vacant. So
plenty of room at the end.
I'm loving this. Anyway, the Wheel of Fortune, time's up, in so many ways. America comes with Judgment. I mean, these cards are ridiculous. The World. And so I think that's a few things because they've got to juggle, this is the Garlands and people, the natural inclination not to go impossibly hard on this because when the other rat bags get in how it could be perverted and stuff. So I think as grown-ups we can all understand why they're reluctant to do this, but there is that expectation from the rest of the world, you've got to do something about this guy as well. They're having to think about things on their feet. This was my only non-major arcana, and because things are happening so quickly and are so easily demonstrated in a way. All this FBI stuff is easy to prove if you listen to compared with, other things. So much is happening. I'm looking at ankle bracelet. I'm looking at some form of isolation here, something, but not actual bars.
Thank you, Asia. What are you getting, Becca?
He'll be recognized as a corrupt, treasonous person. I do not get isolation. I do not get confinement. I do not get isolation. I don't get house arrest. Because it ends here in Moon. So this is just saying that he's going to be recognized as a traitorous, thieving, corrupt piece of thing, but I don't get confinement or anything like that, which if they give him house arrest at Mar-a-Lago where he can just go play golf and do what, I mean, I would be so angry, but
so furious.
Yeah. But that's what I get.
I get he's going to get burdened for stealing the election as well as, moving money around. I get the devil will be secured somewhere. So to America, it'll look like he's in prison, but it may be in some other kind of structure. So
I'm we're still not getting
in a mental hospital because it's. He's somehow protected. So I got another question. When someday in the future we have a Republican president, because we know, we can't hold, the Democrats can't hold it forever, right? Will there ever be a Republican president that pardons Trump for all his crimes?
Ooh. Well, look, let's hope the Republican president is so far off that it'll be a moot question because he might have shuffled off the mortal coil.
But
Ooh.
even pardoning him post whatever,
Boredom.
just to clear his
Because
name.
he pardoned Susan B. Anthony. So you can do it after they die.
Yeah.
Why you would, I don't know, but you could.
Or is he going to be such a Benedict Arnold, nobody will touch it and pardon him?
Yeah, in the thing, I see his mind going. I think that's a likely scenario too, because the narcissist who gets stopped, the brain literally keeps spinning. Really good. Oh, really?
What y'all getting?
I'd have
I
to say
asked.
a yes. We've got the Queen of Wands, who's very sane, sensible, but generous to a fault. The legacy will be tarnished, but in terms of the question, I think it could go ahead. But then, who knows? There might be ruckuses if she tries to do it, whoever that person is. And the Republicans could end up with a woman president.
Let's all hope and pray it ain't Sarah Huckabee Sanders, because oh Lord.
Or any of them. Oh, Jesus. Nikki Haley, Tulsi Gabbard, who's also best friends of Russia. They have her on Russian TV. I mean, they're all awful.
What you getting, Johnie?
I asked, would he want one after all this is said and done? This was my kind of roundaboutish way of asking if he'll be convicted of anything. And I get yes, but he won't get it. I get the person in charge here. This would be the leader. That's the one he is looking forward to getting some sort of cooperation from. He is out in the cold on an offer and is left with the decision to make, or is blocked from it. Now, just grain of salt, hashtag grain of salt. He might not be there at the time, so just keep that. But
yeah,
as I said,
what I
grain of
thought
salt.
with that legacy card too. So,
just keep in mind, it's hard to kill Henri. The devil don't die just because you want him to. Okay.
Yeah, I get in order to try to bring the country together, because that's my card for America. Someone will surprise us with a pardon, yes, for everything he did. Somebody that may be a little bit of a loyalist to him, a Republican that secures the election. So I get, there'll be a pardon offered for image sake. He probably won't be there to receive it, but I do get that there would be a pardon. Would you, Becca?
I get no. Recognized, innocent, cut off. Nope. No. He will not be recognized as innocent, which would be basically a pardon, Oh, you're so innocent. No.
Well, we got Lindsey Graham and thank you, Suzanne. We've got Lindsey Graham and Rudy Giuliani both running from Georgia faster than Josh Hawley ran from the insurrectionists. So Lindsey Graham won't go down there. Rudy Giuliani, who said that his doctor told him he couldn't fly, they sent him a bus ticket. He still didn't show up.
Yeah, I love this stunning will.
They caught him. He got caught in New Hampshire. He said, I can't travel. They sent him a bus ticket. He didn't show up, and then they found out that he was in New Hampshire.
So let's look at Lindsey first, and then let's look at Rudy. Lindsey.
Oh, yeah. Look, there's a bit of light relief. Have a look at these two.
Lindsey Graham. Is he gonna Is he going to get forced to testify? Like, I'd like to see him arrest him for not honoring the subpoena.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
is he going to
yeah.
get
Come
forced
on.
to testify?
Yeah,
Like,
you
just
know.
arrest them. Put him in a
Darren's
Georgia-
asking, wasn't Tulsi Gabbard a major in the US Army? What's with the US Army with Flynn and Gabbard? And that's a question too.
Well, that's because I said this before too. We back in the day during Vietnam, we spit on our own soldiers and things of that nature. Things have progressed, especially under the Obamas, where they had the gold star thing and all that stuff, to where now soldiers are held in high esteem and they're all regarded as heroes. Not all heroes wear capes, that whole brigade. And we then forget, though, that our military everywhere on earth is still filled with human beings, and not all of them are nice people.
Mm.
Some of them are awful. You can ask other people in the military. I worked with one for 8 years. He said there was a person under his command, mind you, that he hated the most. And there was one incident where the guy was hooking up some sort of cables, and he did the wrong thing at the wrong time and was getting electrocuted. And he said the best thing in the world is when he got to hit him with a big giant board to make him, I guess,
Speaking
break
of
away
terrible-
from whatever he was touching.
Yeah.
Speaking of terrible people in the military, my first LPO at my first duty station, my lead petty officer, he's now in federal prison because he was busted with child pornography on his computer.
Mm.
Oh,
Like, come
great.
on.
I'm just-
They're still people. They do horrible stuff too, just because, again, we hold them in high esteem now, but they're still humans. They're still gross too.
Well, anything to do with people, let's face it. Yeah.
Yeah. Will they force him? I get, yes, but then again, what does that mean? Because he's supposed to do it now. So, unless you're going to force, as in I'm going to put you in jail like I did Bannon if you don't show up, then it means nothing to me personally, just me personally. But there is the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Swords. Over time, there's your victory, your clarity, your confirmation, your yes. There is still some blockade here with the Nine of Wands, some strain in order to get a person to move forward. The committee does win in the end, especially women. So I get yes, but you're going to have to prove that one to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I got his Lindsey Graham with his everyday life of comfort, although it's become more compromised in the last few years, but that's the old Lindsey. He's still married to Trump for whatever reason, but he's now conflicted because he's been around politics for a long time. He must know how bad this looks, and so he's having to come to the conclusion that he's going to have to plod forward. And with my other deck, at the moment, he's trying to slip out the window or slip into somewhere else or something, but it's not going to last, Yeah.
Yeah. What you getting, Becca?
I think I screwed up because I read on Rudy instead of Lindsey Graham.
Oh,
well,
what'd you get
hold
on
your
Rudy?
fire.
And you can read on Lindsay next.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
got
I have the
that.
same question on Rudy.
Yeah.
Okay, I got yes, he promises to be loyal or perhaps his lawyer or whatever, but yeah, it's just I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
Lindsay, I get this is his legacy. Like people are going to remember this. And I get, they're going to send him right now, like it's really strong, a message, all this messing around, and partying and acting like, you're not going to come down here. I get, they're going to do something. It's going to hurt. He may try to lay low one more time. And then there's, one more thing that they're going to send somebody in from the Justice Department to drag his butt in. So I get a big, strong yes. He's going to have to testify.
Yeah.
So, okay, same question for Rudy, except for Becca
Rudy.
and Lindsay.
Renee points out prisons have provisions for, creeps who are in hospital. And John Gotti died in the hospital care unit of the prison while he died while handcuffed to the bed.
Well,
There we go.
Al Capone, died at. No, he died at home. He got out before he died.
Rudy Giuliani. What happened to Rudy? Yes, Trump definitely has compromise on Graham. I think we do know this. Wouldn't you love someone with courage to step forward, say, yes, I've been blackmailed for 4 years to support this man, and I've decided to own whatever that is, whether it's,
It's
After
just
all this stuff's coming out,
Savannah or
they've changed
whatever
their
it
mind.
is, own it and move on.
yeah, own it and with the short-term consequences unless you enjoy being burdened and have somebody hold something over your head for the rest of your life.
Forever.
No, it's just stupid. It's stupid. You know?
But in this climate, what can they say about you that's damaging? They said it already.
To him, that he's gay. That's
I mean, they said it already. All the people that was his prostitutes came out. That's where he got Lady G from. Like, what can you say about him that's damaging? The only thing that damages any of these people right now is child scandals and Gates runnings from his. But that's pretty much like the only thing that damages anybody in this society at this point. Unless you're a celebrity and you make a black joke or a gay joke or something like that, then okay, counsel them. But your politicians who are running your world can say all kinds of weird crap and nothing. But for Giuliani, I get the same thing. It ends in the Lover's card just like it ended in the Three of Cups. It's positive, which is yes. And again, I believe when I see it though. I can believe that one a little more than Graham because they sent that homeboy a bus ticket. So it's like you can't travel, we'll help you. Fly with Southwest.
I'm getting a yes too, but he'll be drunk when he testifies. I'm like partying a little too much, but I get a big yes card, but he'll be drunk when he testifies. That's not going to go well.
Maybe it's a sedative. It means he on pain medication from his surgery.
Well, he's an alcoholic. So.
Yeah,
Thank you, Joanne.
Hardcore alcoholic. I'm surprised
I need
cups here. I've got, look, with this Seven of Swords again, there's part of him, I think this is the drinking part. There's part of him that is really worried about this and the grown-up part, and then he gets drunk, and then he's convinced he can get out of it. He has a strategy, when he goes into the altered state. He's still got more to give in terms of it, but essentially he's out in the cold and isolated by everybody because even his kids are rolling their eyes and going, oh, I mean, how embarrassed would you be to have Rudy as a father? But judgment coming, we've been through so much collectively, but you're starting to see this moving to another level. So they can pretend for a little while longer, but not forever.
What'd you get on Lindsay, Becca?
Yeah, I did mine backwards, so I'm doing Lindsey Graham now. Yeah. I got the crossroads, the crossroads, ring and fish, looking at alternatives for loopholes to kind of be fishy and slippery and get out of it, looking at alternatives for his many commitments that are already in place. This is no. He's going to try to, this is an action card. This is an action card. He's going to try to find a loophole to get out of it for Lindsey Graham. So, because it says he's got several commitments, many commitments here with fish, ring and fish. So he's going to hide behind his job to not have to do it. So
I got to ask this, because we had all these Republicans come out last Monday after the raid and, this is horrible, unless they're investigating, Hillary or somebody, and then say, we want to see the warrant. And then, the warrant is produced. How is Mitch McConnell feeling right now about his Republican Party and Trump and everything. Where's he at?
McConnell, look,
it's like,
because he
fine, we'll show you.
predates Trump. He was doing all his evil works long before Trump was a player.
You know, he's putting everybody up to say, oh, we need to see the warrant. We need to see the warrant. Okay, here you go.
Oh, there's the warrant. Oh, evidence was planted. Well, have a look at the surveillance footage that you watched.
Nuclear documents, espionage,
It just keeps falling over, just ridiculous. Charlie asks too, why can't 45 get gagged at least? That's my ongoing question with all of them, like particularly Bannon and Stone. Gag them. Anyway.
I want you to go anywhere in America or wherever country you're in. Find a Gemini and then tell them to stop talking. See how that
exactly.
goes.
That would be his help. I would be happy if it wasn't jail. He was just permanently gagged. I'd be ecstatic.
That'll happen that way.
Sorry, I forgot the question. Raving on.
How is McConnell feeling about his party of Trump?
Yeah, what have you got?
I get strained naturally, 9 of Wands, because they're coming up on midterms. You got the January 6th hearings, you got Roe v. Wade, you got you attacking a 10-year-old girl, and then you got espionage scheme, and then we're not, and mind you, when we get close to the midterms, the hearings are coming back. So there's a lot riding on the Grim Reaper's shoulders, which I'm here for that. So go right ahead. Yes, you asked for it. Here it is. Be careful what you ask the universe for, because it shall give it to you in abundance. But he right now is trying to gain spin control with the party here. So they're in a bit of a tizzy. They don't know exactly which way to go, because mind you, and I can understand this because where they are now is kind of precarious. If you go left, you step on this mine. If you go right, you step on that mine, which is less dangerous. The lesser of evils here. So they can't really go in a safe direction because there isn't one now. Because you spent 4 years enabling someone who was trading secrets and things of that nature. Maybe not even trading, just giving them away. But there's a lot of emotion and a very, very short-sighted action. But that's all they have is short-sighted plans. They don't have any long-term plans, because we ain't there yet. There is no safe direction to go from this.
But here's to add to the pile of the already effed upness, Johnie. They're out there openly saying, when you put us in power, we're going to get rid of the entitlement programs. So we're going to get rid of your Medicare and your Social Security. Please vote for us.
Yeah.
And your insulin's going to cost $120 a pop. Yeah. But we're here for
Not to mention your voter block is majority 65 and older. So okay.
Yep. They're gonna die off.
Yeah.
What you getting, Lena?
Oh well, I think you'll love this. All his deals, this is his whole career, I think. He is the devil. This is my card deck with 2 devils. You've got to love this, right? He's a double
no better
devil.
way to describe Mitch McConnell than 2 devils.
2 devils, but he's going to have to make a compromise just so they have something to go forward with to the election, so somebody's going to have to be battered down, whether it's the hardcore MAGAs or whether the reasonable ones because they need the MAGAs or whatever. He's going to have to come up with this compromise for the election, and he's not looking forward to it. But I think that has to be an outstanding moment, doesn't it, really?
As I say, the devil doesn't lie. It pops up for a reason.
Because they not only raided or searched Trump's Mar-a-Lago, but they also passed legislation last week that he didn't want passed.
What was the legislation?
They had the
is it a PACT Act or something like that?
The one that helps the veterans, and then they had another one.
The burn pit
helps
victims
with inflation and stuff.
Yeah. Add that to the pile right before midterms. Hey, veterans, go screw yourselves. We don't care. We just like to use you for props during our campaign, but we don't care.
And we don't want any diabetics voting for us. Off you go.
Get rid of over half of your base because they're all middle-aged, overweight, white, racist people anyways. So kill them. Go ahead. You know,
It was heavily, those that haven't already gone before with COVID. But anyway.
Yeah. What you getting, Becca?
I got the mice, sun, woman, snake, and lilies. He's worried. He's worried. If I look at the pips, there's 2 women here. There's one that has been very successful and another one that is a freaking liar, like this one here. So I don't know if that's a Marjorie Taylor Greene or this could be a woman, dark hair, dark eyed, quite possibly with an S in her name. So I don't know if this would be like a Stefanik, who's looking at perhaps some sort of leadership role. He's not happy. He is not happy at all. There's one woman that has some sort of lineage that could be considered sort of royalty loosely.
Like Liz Cheney.
Like a Cheney, because she's a person of virtue and honor and honesty and all that stuff. He's worried about her, and he is very well aware of the problems with the nutballs, the crazies, the liars. And he's nervous. He's very, very nervous. He's being patient though, but it's like, I don't see control over this at all because I don't have Bear. So it's not like he's controlling the party. And if anything, it's diminishing here. So,
yeah,
I mean, you can't control this because I think Trump was meant to sow chaos. That's part of his pact.
Yes.
And you can't control that.
He's definitely looking for some kind of compromise. I get it's like America sees all the tangible evidence of treason now, like it's all coming out, but he's trying to be patient. He's got that sense of nostalgia, wanting things to return to normal. He's watching who's working together with who, because I think he feels like there are people working behind his back against him, manipulating things. And the truth is just coming out. He can't stop it. So I get he wants to deflect. So send a distraction out there. We need a distraction. Like, where's a pedophile when you need one, right? We need a distraction. He's not happy. He wants some sort of distraction to help his image. And he's quite emotional.
Well,
give me
Jenny,
some kind of distraction.
We're halfway through August. In a couple of weeks, we'll be in September. It's time for the yearly immigrant caravan to be right before midterms. The immigrant caravan, you guys. Get ready. Mark your calendars.
Trump's lawyer was on, I think it was on Fox News, the female lawyer, I forget her name. And she said, I advised Trump to announce that he was not running and all this would go away. They'd quit investigating him, which is like ludicrous. It's like the worst advice ever. But I want to know, will Trump take her advice?
Stop trying to run.
Because she's, an attractive, younger female lawyer, probably from Craigslist.
Oh, Lord.
He's going to announce he's not running just to try to see if all this will stop.
And we've got to remember the CPAC said they won't pay his legal bills if he does announce before the midterms. So we'll see.
I am sure Mitch McConnell is just kicking himself for not putting Merrick Garland on the Supreme Court.
But here's the thing. He got all his judges, but the whole anti-abortion, get rid of Roe v. Wade, that was never supposed to happen. It was supposed to be the carrot that you put in front of the horse to keep it going. It was never supposed to. It was a talking point.
Yeah. So they do it, and now it's going to get them all voted out.
Yeah, that's a really good point. They've shot themselves in the foot when it went all the way.
That wasn't supposed to happen, and here you are.
Only given Obama his judge.
Oh God! Look, I've been shuffling, and these same cards keep turning.
I think it's fabulous, though. Jenny, that after decades of political scheming and causing trouble for the country and just being cruel and racist and misogynistic, now it's all coming full circle to Mitch McConnell, and he gets to see exactly what he sowed 30 years ago.
Yep.
All this he sowed.
That's right.
You know?
You wanted power, he gave you Trump.
Mhm.
You gotta be specific. You gotta be specific.
Oh my God.
So will Trump announce that he's not running?
Do these people
Well,
not
I'll
know?
just jump in here because I think they have, it's the Gemini thing again, John. He can't help himself. You can't ask him to shut up.
I saw that, Joanne. I thought Jenny sent me a picture and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And she's like, no, it's real. The picture that you sent me of CPAC that said we are a domestic terrorist, I was like, this is a joke, right?
No,
I thought that was modified too. Did somebody like, what do you call that? Photoshop it?
Yeah, we
No,
are all
that was
domestic
real.
terrorists. It's like, no, that was real at CPAC.
Oh
I was
Lord
like-
Jesus!
Trying to make it sound like it's okay to be a domestic terrorist if you're fighting for your country. For entertainment
Somebody
purposes only, YouTube. We don't believe in doing that.
Mm-mm.
Lord Jesus.
I had
So
to
will
pick my
Trump announce? What was that, Becca?
I said I had to pick my jaw up off the floor when you sent that and you told me it was real. I was like, this is a joke. Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Well, I mean, you know, after they had the guy from Hungary over here, why not just plaster it up there in plain daylight?
Yeah, and a proud out there fascist, so he's their sort of guy, you know.
Like, hey, the Constitution.
Yeah, right.
What are y'all getting? Will Trump announce he's not running now to try to
No,
get
I think
unburdened?
it's the other way around. I think quite quickly, because he's who he is, you know, he will announce absolutely that he's going ahead. He's got his eye on the horizon. He can't help himself almost, you know. You'd have to sedate him. And this is the problem. It's going to split the GOP. So
Sedate him with horse tranquilizer, Lena. Can I sit out there?
the Yeti tranquilizer, I'm sure they're getting in extra barrels for the run between now and the midterms.
Use fishbowl cleaner.
Yeah, well.
What you getting,
Gets rid of all
Johnny?
kinds of stuff. I get the Sun. So here with the Knight of Wands and the Emperor and then the Sun, that's a yes. I asked why. And it is to elevate the party. And so maybe there's one of these take one for the team type things to where maybe they're trying to push somebody else. However, I don't really think you get a narcissist to see that they're doing something for the team. So you're going to have to spin and control that one for him to believe that this is for his own good and not for the good of the party. He don't care nothing about the party. He's not even a Republican, technically.
Yeah,
He's
that's
just
right.
the guy who wants power from somebody and adulation and congratulations and a Cheeto bag now and again. So, no.
I get he still wants to do his rallies because he seeks justice against Biden, you know, so yeah, that sense of nostalgia. He's still going to move forward, talking, strengthen that and being a bully. I don't get him announcing he's running. I don't get him announcing he's not. I get him like continuing
Just
to
being
work
there
with the
in
dark
the
money and just hanging on to the money.
Yeah.
So he's non-committal.
I'm wondering if that's going to cause him problems down the road because that would be considered fraud. Wire fraud, bank fraud, all that fraud because you're telling people to give you money for something that you have no intention of doing.
Oh, he was on Monday night telling them, send me money. You know, they're raiding my beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago. He was like milking that for money.
I mean, that's what he's done since he was born, though.
Send me money, you know, like
the billionaire asking for
that's his MO.
Living in a single wide trailer with 2 teeth in his head, driving a beat down car with 3 wheels on it. He's asking that guy for money. Okay.
Oh, this is a good one. I suggest giving Trump super glue instead of a chapstick to shut him up.
Oh, and you know what I just remembered?
Well,
The RNC had told him, if you run for president, we're going to stop paying your legal bills.
Yeah.
So there's
stop paying your legal bills.
But
the
will
election, his
Yeah.
access is disputed. He's not going to be able to run. It's
He's not
going
gonna
his
be able
access is going to be disputed somehow. So pick a crime. Pick a crime. He's not allowed.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's absolutely
Because of
true.
a-
He will not run. But him announcing is a different story, you know, like
So, does Trump think about anything besides money?
no.
Does
Yes.
he
Food.
think about anything?
Yeah, you're right.
Ketchup,
women,
McDonald's.
women.
I'll ask it. What else does he think about besides profit?
Oh no. Ooh, I'll sit this
Money
one out.
is-
I couldn't go there.
His reputation. Look at
But
me.
cards be clean, be kind. Thing. What else
What else
does
does
he think?
he think about besides money?
Okay, I'm done. I knew that was gonna happen. I'm done already. There you go.
You're just moving right along.
I knew it because I'm psychic. There you go. I'm done.
Yeah. And you know what? He's probably still got all that stuff on VHS because he doesn't want to.
All of his attachments, all of them. The nose candy, all of that. He thinks
Yeah.
about all of that.
How funny.
I
So
knew
I'm
it.
gonna
I
go
knew it. I knew it.
Clover, Crossroads, and Man. As a thing, this is like a Lucky Charm. So I'm going to say he thinks about Lucky Charms. I don't know if that's the cereal. Lucky Charm cereal, the leprechaun.
The leprechaun.
He got a little luck of the Irish.
He thinks about the luck of the Irish, Lucky Charms, and leprechauns. That's
Oh.
What you getting, Lena?
No, I couldn't go there.
Okay, I get he thinks about his security, like who's ratting on him. He's thinking about that, like all the subterfuge that's going on. But I also get he runs like a loop through his head over and over the fact he actually lost the election.
Yeah.
It runs and it plagues him. And then it's money. His anxiety over money because he doesn't, he's losing money. He's afraid he's going to be a pauper. But how can he manipulate things for money and get more money? So Lauren Boebert
Oh, yes.
had a little incident in her neighborhood.
Shall I just leave this card out then?
Yeah.
Her son was going like 50 miles an hour up and down the road in a dune buggy, disturbing the neighborhood in a 20, 25 mile an hour speed limit area. And so they called the cops on him, but then his dad showed up at another neighbor's and was like chewing him out and stuff.
Then he
Well,
knocked
they
down
did
his mailbox. He knocked down that man's mailbox too on purpose.
Yeah. Came over in his truck and knocked down his mailbox. Will they get invited to the neighborhood block party?
Look, as Trey Crowder says about her, she's got some serious white trash credentials no matter where you look with this story. Let's just look at generally what's happening with her. Her restaurant had to close, the Shooter's Grill, with all the staff who are armed.
I'm so sad for her.
Mm-hmm. Someone said they're worse than the Palins, and they are.
They are.
Because they're all armed.
The Palins are positively majestic compared with the Boberts.
Yeah, the Palins and royalty compared to the white trash that is the Boberts. I mean, they're just awful. And I think these people are demons, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine.
No. Stupid.
I wonder, does she live in a Republican neighborhood or? I mean,
Her
okay,
district,
you know what? Never mind.
her district is, but
Because
her neighbors.
some, because here's the thing too. I just said Donald Trump wasn't a Republican. Republican, because I know I lived in Oklahoma. They're all Republicans. Everybody I ever worked with was right wing. None of them act this way, and none of them would condone a person coming in their house behaving that way either. So it's a little different between you just being right wing or red state and you being crazy. It's a little, now mind you, I'm not going out to eat with no Republican, but again, they're not all nuts. They're decent people. We just disagree politically.
It was so funny when the guy called in to the police and they're like, "Who is it?" And he is like, "Lauren Boebert's husband, staying here."
Yeah, they know everybody.
She's like, "Are they armed?" And he said, "Did you hear who I said it was? Did you see the Christmas card?"
I get they think the star is a bully. I asked what do their neighbors think of them, that the star is a bully here and that she has secrets. That she's a secretive person, especially around finances and things that they have, that she should not have that based upon her income level or her connections or whatever. So I think they're doing the look out the blinds type thing and look at the Bobert's got a boat. Where'd she get a boat from? So it's their neighbors are not very, they don't like them.
Thank you, Catherine.
On the bottom.
It's funny, I hadn't thought about her in those terms, but this is what my cards are saying a bit too. So this is the world in the sense of America, well, but also the neighbours looking, shining a light with the sun on this money changing hands, because I don't think he ever has a real job and she doesn't either. And then mysteriously they've got all this money. But here is the classic in the other deck. Domestic disgrace. Domestico disgracia. I love it.
It's funny, like the sheriffs, the police didn't do anything after that. It was crazy.
They just let him terrorize the neighborhood. And like Johnie was saying, most Republicans are decent people. This is the new Republican Party. The new Republic. This is the Tea Party crazy wing of the
Animal
party.
House, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. Animal House.
Run by fascists.
Yeah, people that you would be ashamed to invite to your house for dinner because like they're just gross. So I asked what did their neighbors think about. Their neighbors know about the shady dealings going on with their little business and how they're keeping it quiet, but somehow the business is growing and they're getting a lot of money from it. So I think there's questions about, even though it doesn't say here, I don't get the mice, but there's questions that they're looking to learn about her business and where the money's coming from and how she's getting access and being able to purchase a lot of stuff. Because fish
toys for the kids.
Yeah. So where the money's coming from. So that's what I get, is that they're wondering because they know her business shut down.
Because Tracy in the comments, I'll just spit this out first, Jenn. Boebert used her campaign donations to pay back taxes on the failed restaurant.
Well, there you go.
I guess she gets an investigation coming in. It's like, because where's all that money coming from for the stuff for the kids and the lies and the cover-ups that's been going on? She's going to get an investigation is what I'm getting. And there's going to be a lot of illumination on her that brings her ending. So neighbors are like, she's going to go quiet as a tomb because, I think they may try to like get her to move out of the neighborhood or something, or hope she has to move out.
Didn't her husband take a bunch of PPE money too?
Yes.
Or am I mixing that up in my head?
I think they took it for shooters, which folded.
Mm-hmm.
We had over 2,200 people in here, still 2,225 right now. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Johnie, for making it on with us tonight. That was fun. Good, always good to see you. We'll be on Becca's channel next week, House of Lenormand, and then hopefully in 2 weeks back on Johnny's channel if he's all settled.
Oh, and just before we go, one of the comments is, my Trump doll is so full of pins, I can't see its face.
Keep sticking them in there because everything's crashing and burning now.
If I can find my way out of the woods, I'll be back.
Follow those breadcrumbs.
Watch out for the Sasquatch. Lena, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, no, I had a ball. Thanks for having me on.
Bye, everybody.
Ciao.